welcome back to Andy's Dinosaur Reviews. Today we are going to continue on with some Mojo figures. I'm winding down to the end of my Mojo collection from the ones that I just recently have received, and I'm going to review two figures again together today, and it is these two. These, actually I could put him like that. These are the Parasaurolophus, as you can see, and honestly I think that the one on the left is the nicer of the two, but both are pretty cool. I definitely like them. I think that the one on the right, I actually prefer Parasaurolophus on all fours. I think that Parasaurolophus on all fours looks much better than the bipedal version, but this sculpt doesn't really do it too well for me. I think that the shape of the sculpt is a little strange. It doesn't look terrible, it's nicely detailed, but as far as the sculpt on this one, I think I like that one a little better. I also kind of like the paint job on it a little better. The other one has a little flashier paint job, which can look very nice in my opinion, but this one just kind of flows more in a realistic color for me. So as far as I go, I definitely prefer the one on the left, but let's take a closer look and you guys can see which one you prefer. We'll start with this one. You can see that the detail on the head is really quite nicely done. It looks pretty good. The eye is a nice orangey color with a black pupil. The crest here is sculpted quite nicely. It's colored nicely. It has a light orange on it, a little bit of a different orangey color than the stripes that are on the back here. You can see that the mouth is sculpted nicely. There's no color or paint that's been put onto the inside of the mouth, but you can see the tongue. It's a little hard to make out here on the camera, but you can definitely see it in person. It's there. The nostrils are sculpted nicely. So overall, the sculpt of the dinosaur's head looks very, very good. Going down the neck, you can see some very nice sculpt work. Scale sculpted all over the place. The arms are sculpted pretty nicely. They're very, very long. The hands look good as well. It's not really in the type of position that a Parasaurolophus on all fours would be walking on. I don't think it would be walking on its knuckles, probably on the flats of its hands like it should be, but it's maybe it just stopped to take a look around. I'm not really sure what the idea behind the pose was. There is a lot of detail you can see sculpted all over the upper part of the body, but it's kind of strangely sculpted, and they didn't really put too much as far as the different details like a rib cage or anything, but you can see some little skin folds here and there all over the body. You can see a little bit of the muscle tone here in the leg, and then calf muscles here in the back leg. You see the feet look pretty good. The nails aren't painted a different color or anything, but they don't look bad at all. You can see some skin folds back here behind the leg. They look pretty good back there. And then a nice long tail. Primarily the skin detail of the entire dinosaur is this same type of sculpt with the, I don't know if you would really call these scales. I'm not really sure how to term these, but the entire body pretty much is sculpted the same way. They all look like that. And it doesn't really look bad. You can see that they actually get a little bit smaller. The scales are pretty nice up here in the face. I do like how it's bigger back here, and then as it goes up to the neck they get smaller and smaller, and it looks pretty good actually. But the overall pose on the dinosaur I feel is kind of strange. He's got a very slumped back. I'm not really sure why, and he kind of looks a little malnourished, maybe like a little skinnier than he should be, especially because you can see that the stomach kind of like sucks up here. But overall it is not a bad Parasaurolophus. It would definitely be a decent Parasaurolophus to buy for a child to play with, because he's not very, very hard. He's not going to injure anybody. He's a little flexible, and he doesn't look bad. He's got some decent detail to him. He's just not really my favorite Parasaurolophus from the Mojo line. And then you've got this one, which I personally like a lot more than the other one. I really love this blue stripe. The beak is like a bluish color, and then it comes up and stripes up here onto the head. It has this very striking blue eye, which is a different shade of blue than the beak. So the eye really jumps out at you. It looks very cool. You see beautiful detail carved all over the face. It's primarily a brown color, and then you can see a little bit of a darker brown around the eye, and you can see a little bit of skin folding here in the face, and some skin folds right here behind the neck. It's got it's like a white underbelly, creamy underbelly sort of. Going down the neck, you can see some very, very nice detail. Again, right here above the shoulder blade, some skin folds here that look very nice. The arms are pretty short on this one, but I think that this sculpt is probably based off of the more older style sculpt of standing in a tripod position, so you might have to forgive the sculpt for that, but overall it looks pretty good. The hands are sculpted quite nicely. You You can see lots of detail here in the stomach and side region. The scales are again sculpted very, very large on this one, similar to the other one, but I think they look a little better. The underside looked quite nice as well. Beautiful sculpt work done all over the place on the underbelly. You can see some beautiful muscle tone here in the back leg. Nice calf muscle. You've also got a kneecap, and the feet look very good in my opinion. The toenails are also painted a different color, which I think helps to make it look a little better. And then going back here onto the tail, you can see some skin folds right here behind the leg, and then beautiful sculpt work of the scales going the whole way out as it's now dragging its tail in the tripod position. I think the paint scheme on this is really nice, very natural-ish type of a color. It's just a darker black line basically that runs the spine of the dinosaur, and then a lighter brown, and then a whitish, creamish type of a color for the underbelly. But overall, I think it looks very nice and a potentially realistic color scheme. Nothing over the top, but I really, really like this one. I love the vintage feel of dinosaurs. I grew up with dinosaurs that dragged their tail and looked like the older tripod-ish type of a dinosaur look. So I can always dig a vintage look to a dinosaur, and this one definitely has it. I really like this Parasaurolophus. So Mojo Fun, making some more very, very cool figures. I like both of these guys, but I feel like this one here just has some issues to it, that it's a little strange as far as the sculpt goes. It's not perfect, but this one I definitely like. As far as a vintage Parasaurolophus goes, I think this is one of the nicer ones that I've seen. And again, I said I do love the paint job on this one. This one here is just a greenish color with some orange stripes. It has a little bit of different shading, like the crest area is a little bit different, but this one I just like overall better. As far as the size goes, on the one that is on all fours, you are looking at about 6 inches long and about 3 inches high. And then on the standing one, and then on this one, you're looking at about 7 inches long and about a little over 4, almost actually 5 inches high. So pretty good size on these guys. For a size comparison, here is Mr. Papo T-Rex. So you can see that they are decent sized. This one's definitely obviously the smaller of the group, but they're not bad sized at all. So some more very, very cool Mojo Fun figures. Definitely not two of my favorite figures that I've got, but they have lots and lots of beautiful figures. And that's not to say that these ones here are bad, because they are not. As I said, I do like the one on the left a little more than the one on the right, but neither are bad figures worth seeking out, especially if you're a fan of Parasaurolophus, or if you're just looking for some cool dinosaur toys for your kids to play with. Neither are a bad choice. I really like both quite a bit. So Mojo Fun, very cool figures, as always. They are a wonderful company, a very underrated company in my opinion, and I will definitely have more Mojo figures on this channel very, very soon. So if you do want to buy these guys, I will link you in the description as to where you can purchase these. And please like, comment, and subscribe, and I will see you in the next review. Thanks for watching.